Hello, welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. My name is Lucy, also known as Stitches of Lavender here on YouTube and Ravelry and everywhere else pretty much, Instagram, Etsy, and I am going to try to start a fiber podcast, knitting and crochet. A little bit about my background with that. I am primarily a crocheter, I would say. I definitely go in phases of doing one craft more than the other one, and right now I'm in more of a knitting phase. But there's definitely going to be a lot of crochet in today's episode because that's what I was just in. And anyways, I think I'll start with saying what I'm wearing, as you usually do. I don't have a lot of handmade garments because I just tend to prefer doing smaller projects, I find. And also because I honestly haven't been doing this for very long. I would say I just picked this up as a major hobby back last summer. So it's been, almost a year maybe. And I was pretty much a beginner at that point. I learned to knit when I was a lot younger, never had been able to figure out how to crochet, interestingly enough, and kind of just decided that I wanted to pick it up, looked into some YouTube tutorials, and really got going on it. So what I'm wearing, this, as you can see, it's not very bra friendly. This is basically the first thing I knitted trying to get back into yarn as a craft, and this was before I crocheted anything, I think, and I just followed a YouTube tutorial for a sweater vest, and I wanted to make a tank top, so I found this tutorial and I just kind of made straps instead of like armholes. It was a bottom up thing, I believe, and I'll link the YouTube tutorial that I followed, although I definitely made some mistakes, but it was just really easy. I bought this yarn from and it's just a pink color, so I'll stand up so you can see. I did like my little ribbing here at the bottom. I'm sure I didn't even, or is that just, I don't even know. I didn't even change needle sizes, I don't think. I do like the fit of this. You can see my seaming was pretty terrible. It's like falling apart. It has holes. I'm wearing it backwards, right side out, but sometimes I wear it inside out because on the back there's this weird line where I like messed up and purled a row or something, and you can see on this side it's like completely open, and on this side it's like totally fine. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. But it was my first thing that I made, and I'm really proud of it. Well, I'm not proud of it, but I like it, and I like the memory of it. And I might unravel the whole thing, who knows, someday, but I've already repaired it once at least because it completely fell apart because I didn't know how to weave in my ends and my seams just completely came undone. So yeah, it looks pretty good under this shirt though. Looks fine. So yeah, just cover it up and keep going. That's my new strategy. So I think I will show you some finished objects. Since this is my first podcast, I don't have like a defined amount of time. I'm not just going to show you everything I've ever made. I'm just going to show you like things that have stood out that I've made in the past month or two. I don't go through an insane amount of projects, especially with knitting. I tend to be very slow, but I pretty much have infinite free time, and barring wrist pain or generally just being extremely mentally ill, I spend all of my time crafting. So it goes up and down. But my first finished object that I wanted to show you is this. It's a very cute little baby cardigan. This is crocheted. This is the top-down baby jacket pattern. I'll link it below. And yeah, it's really simple, just increases. It's a free pattern. And then I kind of did the sleeves in my own way because I didn't want to seam them at the end. I just did them in the round, and ribbing, fake like front post, back post type of ribbing on the ends. Button band, I added some buttons. This was just yarn that I randomly had in my stash. I have a lot of worsted weight acrylic yarn that most of it I did not buy anytime in the past year that I've been doing this as a hobby. Most of it is, well, a lot of it I did buy, mostly at a thrift store, when I was just in a phase of I need more yarn, I need yarn. I don't care what it is, where it comes from, what I'm gonna make, I just need to be making something. And then some of it has just been sitting in my house for years, and I don't know why. Okay, so yeah. Baby jacket. I have this on my Etsy. It's for sale because I don't have any babies in my life that are this size. It's like a newborn size. I like making baby clothes, even though I have no reason to, so maybe someone will buy something from my Etsy one day. I have not made any sales, but it's out there if anyone is watching who's not a crafter or who doesn't want to make this and wants this. Yeah. Next thing, I love this so much. This is my Reputation bag. So this is not really a particular pattern. I will link a video that I kind of followed. So that video is about how to follow like a grid color work chart for crochet. So this is something that I crocheted. I used Stitch Fiddle, which I'll also link, a website, to just basically find this text for Reputation, which is a Taylor Swift album, if you didn't know, and I am a recent fan of her. I don't know why I said that. And yeah, so I used that website to just take this text and make it into a colorwork chart, and then this yarn is just like a color changing yarn. Yes, I know, it is the lesbian colors. I know. I'm gay. Okay, yeah, so this is Big Twist Spirit from Joann's, and this is some random black acrylic yarn that I had. I had this in my stash too. And it's basically just like two squares. The back one is just plain. I did stranded color work on the front. Here's all my little floats. And then I did these like triangles at the top to make it more of a thing, and then I just did a chain for the strap. And I love it. It's so cool. It's very me. Yeah. This is one of my favorite things I've ever made, if not the #1 favorite. Okay, more finished things. Let's see. I think that's it. Is that it? What the heck? Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Okay, so this was something I wanted to show. This is a hanging plant holder for this pot that's in here. My grandma just gave me this pot and said, can you make a hanging thing for it? So I just busted out my crochet hook and some leftover acrylic yarn and went to town. I added this weird braid to the bottom. This is not following a pattern, as you can probably tell. And yeah, I think it's good. I think she'll like it. The straps are slightly uneven because I didn't even bother to count them, but what can you do? Okay. Never mind, there's more stuff, but I'm not gonna show it. Okay, works in progress. So, here's your first knitting of the day. This is my first mountain walk sock by the patterns by Florence Miller. I love her podcast very much. I do my socks on 9-inch circulars. I say as if I've knitted a lot of socks. This is my second pair that I've actually planned to complete, and I did complete the first pair. There was many more socks before that got started, and something happened and they got ripped out. So yeah, I really love this pattern. This is my first time doing something other than just a plain vanilla sock, and the pattern is written to do on Magic Loop. It's a cuff down sock, and it has this really pretty mock cable pattern you can kind of see. I did a really long leg. I did exactly what it said was on the sample in the pattern. That's not what I normally like for socks, but for, hand knitted socks, which I obviously only have one pair, I feel like I would enjoy a longer sock. And these are probably going to be more of an inside, not with shoe kind of sock, probably. And you can see I'm probably about halfway done with the foot, maybe a little more than that. Yeah, really fun pattern, highly recommend. This yarn is, I think the label fell off, but it's Hobby Rainbow Sock Yarn 4-ply in the color Light Lavender, which is my all-time favorite color. Not specifically of that yarn, but just the color lavender. That's why my everything is named Stitches of Lavender. It's not because I love the flower, which sure I do, but it's because of the color. I just love that color. It makes me so happy, and that's part of why I love these socks. And I've loved working on them just because looking at that color makes me happy. So yeah. I don't have any specific goal of when I want to finish these. I'm just like working on them. I worked on them for like 2 hours the other day. That was fun. My hands hurt. I think 9-inch circulars are supposed to be bad for your hands, but I've tried other methods and I cannot. I just can't. I hate DPNs. I don't really like Magic Loop. I'll do Magic Loop to finish the toe decreases, but that's it. And yeah, but like I said, this pattern is written for Magic Loop. It's super easy to transfer it to any other method that you want to do, so no worries there. Highly recommend. Okay, next work in progress. This is a crochet thing. There's not a lot to show here, but this is another baby garment. This is the Gemma Romper by Mon Petit Vilain, I believe. So I have this little front panel. This is like the front of the romper. It's like overall onesie type of thing. And then I have, this is like the back, and then I have one of the straps. So it'll like go over, I think. Yeah. That's all I have of that. And this is Bernat Softy Baby Cotton from Joann's. I just wanted something that would be easily accessible to me, and I didn't want to do 100% acrylic. I didn't really want wool, something easy care so that I can feel okay about selling it to people. Yeah, so that's what this is. I haven't worked on it in a while. It's on a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and yeah, I normally do I like worsted weight, and that's more of a DK weight, but it's on a pretty small hook, and the yarn is a little splitty, so it's not the most enjoyable thing to work on, honestly, but it is really cute. I like it a lot. Okay, another work in progress, which I don't even know what this is. This is a crochet project that I'm just kind of going with. I'm making these sunflower granny squares, which I think are just so cute, and I'm just gonna see how many I can get out of them, out of my random acrylic stash yarn. That's kind of a theme in this episode. I'm trying to use up a lot of that because I'd really like to use more natural fibers. I definitely think acrylic has its place. I know that's a huge debate, but I don't want to have just like 20 random balls of all different colors. Like, it's hard to it's hard to do projects with that, but I do stuff. I do. I come up with things. So yeah, I have 3 or 4 or something of these so far. My ends are weaved in because I try to always keep up with that. I really don't mind weaving in ends that much until it gets to the point where I have like 100 of them, and then I don't want to do it. So be good, everybody. Weave in your ends. That's my lesson. Okay. I have one more work in oh no, I have 2 more. And then I'm going to show you my temperature blanket, which is like an ongoing work in progress, and I'll just talk about that. Okay. So this is a little triangle scarf type thing. I think it's Susanna Muller who makes this pattern. I don't remember what it's called. I literally just started it at like 6 in the morning today and then went to sleep all day, and now it's like 7 at night. Anyways, what was that? Okay, so yeah, this is luxury yarn. This is Knitting for Olive merino and soft silk mohair in the color Dusty Honey. I love this yarn so much. I don't know why I randomly bought like 1 ball of each in 5 different colors, because what the hell am I gonna do with that? I did have a plan when I bought it. I was going to do like a shawl with all the colors, and then I was like, I don't want to do that. So yeah. And so right now I'm just, this isn't really my color, I don't think. Like, I'm just not a huge, like, it's a pretty color, but I just don't see myself wearing it. But I'm making this like a small triangle scarf. It's kind of like a Sophie scarf, I think, but it's just a free pattern. And I'm just like increasing on one side up until I kind of get through half of my yarn, and then I'm gonna decrease. So I don't know, I might wear it in my hair as a bandana. I'm a fan of stuff like that. And or like just as like a neckerchief, or I'll give it to my mom, or we can kind of share it, or I'll give it to someone else or sell it. Who knows? I'm just making it because I really wanted to work with this yarn and use it up, and I didn't want to make a hat, and I was scared I wouldn't have enough yarn, and so this is what I'm doing. It's really addictive to knit because you just start out with 3 stitches and then you're just increasing, obviously, so it's a short row to get through, and it's really addictive to watch it grow. So this is my progress in like less than an hour of working on it, probably. Don't mind the growing pile of stuff behind me. Also don't mind if everything behind me is a total mess. That's my board back there. That's something that you should look at because it's nice and stuff. What? Okay. Last work in progress before I show you the blanket. So something I've picked up rather recently is Tunisian crochet. It's largely thanks to the wonderful Tony Lipsy, TL Yarn Crafts, here on YouTube. I highly recommend her channel and all of her patterns. Well, I mean, I haven't tried all of them. I recommend this one so far. So I went ahead and got myself this set of clover, Takumi bamboo Tunisian crochet hooks with cords and stoppers and everything. And after I did a couple things with just normal crochet hooks, like smaller projects, I was like, all right, I'm ready, I'm in, I'm getting a big set. And I don't really like them. I wish I had metal ones, which I know are very difficult to find. I know there's a set by Sorella, but those are like expensive, like $150 or something. And these, I don't like them because I don't want bamboo hooks really for my crochet. I do knit with bamboo needles, but now I'm starting to wish I had metal ones, and my My knitting needles are the exact same. They're the Clover Takumi interchangeable set, and that's a good set I would recommend if you're cool with bamboo. And sometimes the cords unscrew a little bit, but I don't know why. It could be my fault. Like, they do twist, I think. I'm never sure. Like, they twist independently of the hook. Anyways, this isn't about that. This is about my work in progress. So this is the Muna cardigan by Tony Lipsy. As I've said, it's like half in the middle of a row. So I have a good amount of progress on it. This is like the back. You can see there's like honeycomb stitch on the border there, and then the rest of it is really just simple stitch. So yeah. I am making the size extra large, I think. That's what I normally make, even though sometimes my bust measurement is like lines up with like large. I'm like, I don't fully trust it, and I like things to be more oversized, and yeah. That's that. And I wanted to talk about my temperature blanket really quick. So on a similar note to the last thing, this is very much inspired by Tony. So I'm doing her linen stitch square temperature blanket, which I know is pretty popular. And I'm doing mine in Swish from Knit Picks, which is 100% superwash merino yarn. And I have a whole color palette. I'll put a picture on the screen of like the colors and the temperature ranges, and I'm basically doing the DK weight, but also some of the colors I accidentally bought them in worsted weight and some in DK, so some of them might not be available in DK that I have in worsted. So yeah, keep that in mind if you don't want to have a mismatched weight blanket, but they're honestly really close in weight, so I feel fine using them in the same blanket. And so how this blanket basically works is you make one square for each month, starting in the middle of the square and going out. You do one round on the square every day, and it's linen stitch squares. You do it in your color, and then I'm putting a white border on each square, and then at the end I'll seam all 12 squares together and put a border on the whole thing, and that'll be my blanket. I love this project very much. I don't always stay caught up on it, but it's like really fast to catch up on a few days, especially if you're at the beginning of a month. You can wait until like the 12th day of the month or something to even start your square, and you can get it all done in one sitting. But this is my square for January. I think it's really pretty. So my coldest color is this purplish pinkish color here. This is Karma. And then the warmest color is actually the first day of the month, which is this greenish rainforest heather. And then this dark color, it looks black, but it's eggplant purple. Yeah. So I'm really happy with how all my squares are turning out. This is January. This is February. So a little bit similar, definitely a lot more mint. It's not called mint, it's called Wonderland. Some of that light pea pod green. A bigger border on this one because February has much fewer days, so I just did a bigger border to make it the same size. And then for what I have of March so far, here it is. Really loving how all of these are turning out, and I'm so excited to have the finished blanket. It's going to be a pretty big blanket, as you can probably tell by the size of these squares that are 1/12 of it. And so yeah, that's it for my whips. I did want to go ahead and talk about acquisitions because I just got some yarn from Knit Picks / We Crochet. I feel like it's so weird to like pretend like they're not the same thing and like just call it We Crochet, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna show you some yarn that I have gotten, and tell you if I have plans for it. So this matches me right now. Okay, this is Heatherly worsted weight from Knit Picks, and these two are snowflake color. This is, the pink is Juice Box and this one is Lemonade, and I love lemonade and pink lemonade, so I thought it would be really fun to do like a pink lemonade themed top, like a summery thing, even though this is like wool and acrylic blend, but I think it'll be fine for like spring especially, or just layered under something. Yeah. And I'm going to make with this the Tiger Lily top by Hunter Schafer, I believe. And yeah, I really love the design of that. It's really cool. It's Tunisian crochet, so it'll be like my second Tunisian crochet garment, and like really literally like my fourth garment ever. I have not made that many, and yeah, I'm really excited for that. And then also, you know, I had to buy my way up to that free shipping limit. I have some Stroll fingering weight, which is like their sock yarn-ish base. So it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, pretty standard stuff. This is the color Peapod because I love it so much on my temperature blanket. It's the same color. And yeah, I'm definitely going to make socks with this. I have two 50-gram skeins, so I should be able to do pretty much whatever I want. I was thinking another pair of Mountain Walk socks, possibly. Either that, or I want to do these socks that have cats on them, like color work. Yeah. I'll put that up here, that pattern. But yeah, I have that on hand for next time I want to do a pair of socks. And then another yarn that I really wanted to try besides the Heatherly was this Upcycle Alpaca blend. So this is like made out of yarn that was apparently needing to get rescued in some way, like it was gonna go in the trash or not get used. So it's supposed to be good for the earth. It's 33% alpaca, 34% wool, and 33% acrylic. And I didn't know so much stuff I bought had acrylic in it. Whoops. But I feel fine about it. Like, I don't really care. Fight me. And yeah, this is sport weight, and these are 100-gram balls, so I have 200 grams of this to do something with. I was thinking I could do mittens and maybe a hat to match. I don't know. I might try to do something else. Honestly, a lot of my knitting style, I don't super enjoy, like, being really monogamous, really strict with myself, only buying yarn to start a project. That's just not really the phase that I'm in, or like what I like to do. I really just like to like get an urge to start something and then just immediately grab yarn and cast it on. And sometimes I rip it out like immediately and I'm like, nope, don't want to do that. And sometimes I finish it, and sometimes I get like a ton of progress on it on that one day, and then I just let it linger forever, and then I finish it someday or rip it out someday, and that's fine. Like, this is just for fun. And I am much more of a process crafter. Like, I have a lot of sensory issues, and I don't really like to wear wool on my, like, I have one sweater that I've made, which took forever, and I don't like to wear it because, well, there's a lot of reasons. Because it has these terrible holes that I really need to fix, that, like, my whole sweater could unravel at any second. I also need to block it, which I can't do until I fix the holes. And yeah, but it's scratchy, it's too hot, it fits weird. Like, I'm the type of person to just wear the same clothes all the time, you know what I mean? And so yeah, it's not really about the finished product for me. Sometimes I want to get rid of the finished product. I'm like, sell it, give it away, I don't care, I just wanted to make it, you know what I mean? And I don't really, that's just me. Random tangent. And then the last thing is some dishy cotton. So this is just kind of like a dry, rough old kitchen cotton, but I don't care. It's super pretty. I love this colorway. It's called Route 66 and it's all like 50s-ish colors. Yeah, I like it. It's 100 grams of just 100% cotton. So worsted weight. And that's everything that I wanted to talk about for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if I should make more of these. Probably won't. Probably will just randomly abandon it. Might not even post this. Thanks for watching. Bye.